So he also told me a story growing up. So he was out with some friends, and his friend of his, he kind of knew this guy from work, and this guy was basically like, "Hey, let's go up to Charleston to a party." We lived in the South, and he's like, "Sure." And they drive up, and they end up at this house, and it's clearly a crack den.
Yeah.
And my brother's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Well, I'm just gonna go inside. I'll be right back, and then we'll go to the party." And Chris is like, "Okay." And he walks in. And like after like a half hour or something, and he walks into his room, and his friend is getting blown while smoking crack. So my brother just like runs and grabs the keys out of his pocket and just darts.
Oh my god!
And gets in his car and fucking bolts.
Grabs
and just
the
leaves
keys
the guy
from
there.
whose pocket?
So the guy drove. So so this is, I think partly was my brother Chris was drinking or something, so he didn't want to drive, and his friend was like, "Oh, I'm good to drive." So since that happened, he was basically like, "I'm driving to a crack den." Yeah.
We gotta make a stop.
Yeah, so he
it's
fucking
so funny to say
bolted,
I'm
dude.
good to drive, like you're the responsible one, and then go to fucking crack house.
Yeah, man.
And just leave your buddy in the car?
Oh yeah, because he was clearly a piece of shit person who was just trying to smoke crack and get his dick sucked by.
That
a
is
hooker.
one defense. Let's say your brother had gotten pulled over driving away, instantly absolved by the police.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I drove away. A little buzzed officer.
Yeah,
my
you
friend
won't believe
drove
what. By the way, you want an in on a big arrest? I know a house, bro.
I got the
You can
skinny.
get 50 people tonight.
And you might be
Yeah.
able to get your dick sucked. So.
Yeah, man, it's. I just remember Chris telling me this story because I just like he was telling me, I was just like, and now, like you said, crack is so dark.
Yeah.
I would literally I was like a little sick to my stomach that this happened to my brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I've never even seen crack. It's just such a dark drug.
No, I never. Yeah.
I remember I gave a kid a ride home. He wasn't even a kid. He was like fucking 30 when I was like 20 or something like that. So I had this was back when I was in a band. So I was the one who had the van. So I would drive it like my
Thought you were
car.
gonna
That
say
was
I
my
was-
car.
Yeah.
Right. So I gave him a ride home, and this was like a dude. He was the busser or whatever, like one of the bussers or the food runners. That's what it was. The restaurant I worked at, and so he asked me for a ride home, and everybody like, he was just like a weird, like kind of gangly kind of dude anyway. But he's a nice enough guy.
Proceed with caution. But, yeah.
But anyway, so he's like, "Oh, hey, can we drive over here?" I'm like, "Oh, is this your house?" He's like, yeah, it's my house. So I'm driving this big ass van down this like dark street in Florida, and then we get there. He's like, "Hey, stop!" And all of a sudden, like 40 dudes from the neighborhood just surround my van.
What the
and they're
fuck?
like, what do you want? And he's like, they do some deal out. He puts his hand out of the window, the car window, and then like the guy gives him something, and then that exchange is made, and then everybody's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Go!" I was like, "What the fuck is going on? I don't know what's happening." So then this dude Ramsey was like, "Go!" So I like drove away.
His name's Ramsey? What? That's such a whimsical, like, "Oh, it's me, Ramsey. I'm going to go buy some crack cocaine. Would you like some crack cocaine? It's me, Ramsey. I always smoke crack cocaine. I know where to get it, too. It's where the darkies live."
It is Ramsey.
Yeah,
Jesus
so we
Christ.
drove away, and then he actually looks at what he got. He's like, "Man, this fucking wasn't even enough."
That is not
And
a
it was
return
the first time I
trip.
saw crack. It was like
Yeah.
just like a little thing. And
Hey,
I was like, "What the
Christian,
fuck?"
they forgot our fries.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, we're not going to return. You,
Excuse me.
Whatever yes. Excuse me, 40 guys who descended upon the van. They can give you whatever they want. They have 40 guys. That's enough. That's a show of force. You're just at their mercy.
Yeah, why do they need 40?
So you can buy the most expensive Smarties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what are you going to do, complain?